Now, I would like to invite Mr. Victor MESEGUER, the Director of Social Economy Europe, very important strategic partner to European institutions, as it is the EU-level representative institution for the social economy and represents the voice of 2.8 million social enterprises and organizations in the European Parliament's Social Economy Intergroup. Please have the floor.
Thank you very much, Georgia. Thank you also. We're happy to be in this launching event of your MedTOWN conference, and happy to share this conference with so many partners, with organizations as the UN Task Force on Social and Solidarity Economy, represented by BIC, of which we are part of, with the UFM, with which our members and ourselves have cooperated in organizing events on social economy in the Euro-Mediterranean region, and beyond events, also political recommendations, with European cooperatives which are doing such a successful job as ESMed, or with Euclid Network and the MedTOWN project, with which we also have a lot of links. So it's really good to see that you have put in, if not all the people, because this is a big movement, 2.8 million enterprises in the European Union and much more in the Euromed region. But you have put a lot of partners in the table, which is very important. I will also share a presentation to present who we are in Social Economy Europe and what we do, and it will be very brief. So the first thing will be to present what is the social economy from a European perspective. Just like the European Union, we are united in diversity. We are talking about a diversity of business models, not only the ones in the screen, so cooperatives, mutuals, associations, foundations, social enterprises, and many other legal forms, which are specific to some countries, such as labor societies in Spain, for instance, but many other legal forms which are typical of a given member state. And just like the European Union, we are united around values that give us a strong identity as a social economy movement. And the three main values will be the primacy of people and the social objective over capital, so people first. The second will be a democratic or participative governance, or businesses are businesses of people, and people has one vote and one say in the future of these enterprise, of this venture. And the reinvestment of most of the profit surpluses to carry out sustainable development objectives. So organizations that go from the non-for-profit to reinvesting 100% of the profits, like associations, like healthcare mutuals, like social cooperatives, to limited profits distribution. So to reinvesting, for instance, 70% of the profits, like worker cooperatives in Spain. So that's the reality, that's the universe of the social economy. And in Europe, social economy is a success story, but not only in Europe, all over the world. I am talking about the reality I know the best. We are talking, as Georgia said before, of 2.8 million enterprises and organizations that employ 30.8 million people, that represent more than 20 million volunteers, so that mobilize a lot of young Europeans and not so young Europeans that want to change things and contribute to a better society through the social economy. And we represent 8% of the European Union GDP. So we are acting together with building a strong organizations and strong networks and being able to build movements. We are a key socio-economic player at the European Union level, but also beyond the European Union in the rest of the world, because according to the UN, actually we are also 8% of the world's GDP. Well, Big was talking before about the complicated situation that we are living in this moment with the COVID-19 crisis, and the lockdowns and the dramatic economic effects, both of the healthcare crisis and of the economic crisis. Good news, there are some good news in these, very little unfortunately, but there are some good news in these very complicated times. And for instance, one came very short ago from the European Union. The European Union said that social economy is one of the 14 ecosystems for the recovery of Europe. So the recovery of Europe will be based on 14 sectors. Social economy is in many of them. But social economy is considered by the European Commission as one of the key ecosystems to build back better Europe, to build a greener, a fairer, a more social European Union. And just to say one thing, because I think it's important, and also to share this information, the European, you know that the European Union is right now negotiating a recovery plan, a huge investment to build back better of our economies, with three main chapters in which the European Union directly contributes. The first one is the green transition, which will be 37% of all the investments. We are talking about a total fund of 50 billion euros, of which 37% will be invested in the green transition. And as we all know, social economy is a key actor in the green transition. We are a key actor through renewable energy cooperatives, which are booming across Europe. Citizens are breaking the oligopoly of producing energy and deciding to produce energy on their own collectively through renewable energy communities. And we are also a key actor in this green transition, for instance, in many ways, also through housing, cooperative housing, the renovation wave that is taking place in Europe, but also through the circular economy, because we are leaders, and particularly social enterprises and work integration social enterprises. So those whose ultimate aim is to integrate vulnerable people in the labor market, they are leaders in the circular economy, reuse, repair, and recycling. So that's the first chapter of the European Recovery Plan. The second one is digitalization and skills. Of course, we are in a new world that requires new competences, new skills, and we all have to adapt to that. That's quite obvious, and the pandemic has accelerated that process. And the third pillar, which is very important, and we have also to insist on that, is social protection and welfare systems. Again, a domain in which the social economy contributes to inclusion, to quality jobs creation, but also as a partner of public administrations in providing universal healthcare through mutuals, for instance, or cooperatives in the domain providing healthcare. And also through social cooperatives. I mean, we are, together with associations, together with the third sector in general, the natural partner of public administrations to extend our welfare states and to extend social protection. So to be very brief, because I will try to tell you what is on the spot, and what are the main obsessions that we have right now, and the main policy objectives. Social Economy Europe has been calling for a European policy for the social economy, for a European action plan for the social economy since 2014. The new European Commission confirms that we will have this action plan for the social economy on next year, on 2021. This is very important. We will have a European policy, coherent policy for the social economy. And in July, precisely in the event that we organized, or that we supported, organized by the Union for the Mediterranean, the German Cooperation, and our member CEPES, Commissioner Nicola Schmid, Commissioner of Employment and Social Rights, confirmed that this European Action Plan for the social economy will have an international chapter, an international dimension, about promoting the social economy not only in Europe but beyond the European Union as a driver of sustainable development. So this is happening in less than 1 year. So we have to cooperate to make proposals. We all have to cooperate to make proposals to the European Commission and make sure that this public policy rightfully learns from the experiences, like this MedTOWN project, or the MEDA project, or others, or the projects carried out by our colleagues of ESMed, learning from that and providing additional support to the development of the social economy beyond the European Union, particularly in the Mediterranean region. Just to say that we have from Social Economy Europe, we have a permanent cooperation with the ESMED network, with the Mediterranean Social Economy Network, which is one of these organizations, together with others, which is trying to put together the different pieces from the north of the Mediterranean and the south of the Mediterranean to create organizations and interlocutors of the social economy, a network that exists and that for sure needs to be strengthened, cooperating with other social economy actors. This is a short reference to the two events that we have supported the Union for the Mediterranean and our member CEPES to organize. And just to say that the one that took place in July, that our colleague from the UFM also mentioned, had a very nice conclusion paper with key policy recommendations to support the social economy, the development of social economy in the region, such as workers' buyouts, so saving jobs and enterprises, transferring enterprises that are going to close to their employees through social economy forms, green transition, blue economy, a lot of proposals coming from what was said on this event in July. And that will be it. Thank you very much. And I am at your disposal to contribute to your project and to cooperate if it's needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you for this interesting presentation of the activity of the Social Economy Europe. It's obviously one of the more important institutional actors that work towards the visibility of the social solidarity economy actors in the European institutions. Since the European Social Business Initiative in 2011, there is a great work ahead and also with social economy expert groups. And I think that thanks to your work, the majority of the European operational programs that are funded under the cohesion funds, they acknowledge social enterprises as beneficiaries in their subsidies.